Hi, welcome to Talk About here on Shaw TV North Island. My name is John Twigg. I'm glad to have you along. And our guest today is Jody Young, Industry and Community Services Manager for Tourism Vancouver Island, also known as TAVI. What does an Industry and Community Services Manager do?
Thank you. Thank you for having me. So I work for Tourism Vancouver Island. So we are the regional destination marketing organization for the region of Vancouver Island, Victoria, and the Gulf Islands.
Yeah.
And we're contracted by Destination British Columbia, which is the provincial marketing organization, to deliver programs and services to this region.
Yeah.
So my specific role is the Industry and Community Services Manager. So I oversee community programs, so assisting communities in the region to access funding to do tourism marketing. I oversee research for the industry on Vancouver Island to help them make informed decisions.
Like the growing proportion of Europeans and things.
Yes, things like that. And yeah, looking at who's coming to the island, what they're enjoying, and their satisfaction level with the region as well, and then kind of passing that information on to the tourism operators.
Yeah. And you're not based in Victoria?
No, our office is actually in Nanaimo. We used to be in Victoria many years ago, not when I was with the organization, but now we're in Nanaimo to be more regionally focused.
Yeah. So is the organization's funding from government or industry or a share?
We get our funding from Destination British Columbia, the provincial marketing arm, and then we leverage that funding with private industry and the tourism industry. To make it grow further.
Yeah. Now, last summer, I guess maybe it was the fall, but we had a big event here. I think at TAVI, we call it TAVI's annual meeting here.
Yes, so in September we had the Tourism Vancouver Island annual conference in AGM. So that's our 3-day event that we have, and we planned it with Tourism Campbell River and Region. So the staff there assisted with that, and a host community committee as well.
It was a great event for at least to attend.
Yes.
Was it good for the industry?
It was, yeah. We saw, I think, about 125 to 150 people.
Wow.
And we moved them around the community so that we showcased different areas of the community. So we had them at Painter's Lodge, then we took them over to April Point at Quadra Island as well.
Yeah. So you've also done a video about the value of tourism with Ice-T, the Island Community Economic Trust, helping that. Tell us about that. Yeah, so it's been, as an organization, we identified the need quite a few years ago to communicate the value of tourism. We just saw that there was kind of that missing link. We do a lot of great work here in the region and even at the provincial level as well, but we don't kind of talk about the work that we're doing because it's marketing, out to the world to bring visitors here. Stuff.
Yeah. So we saw that need, and of course we didn't have the funding to do anything. So at that point, so we put together a proposal to the Island Coast Economic Trust. At the time, they had their Economic Development Readiness Program available. Right. So we put together a great proposal, and it was accepted. So we then put together a value of tourism program that we've officially called Powering Economic Alignment and Growth Through Tourism. Lots of words.
So shall we have a look at the video?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, let's do that.
Tourism, it's a trip. Actually, billions of trips around the world each year. Tourists love warm, inviting places. And there's no better place on earth than Vancouver Island and the Sunshine Coast. Chances are you were a tourist first. You came, you experienced, you loved, and you stayed for one truly amazing lifestyle.
I live in paradise here, guys. I moved here 14 years ago, paradise.
Colors and the smells were just intoxicating. I said, wow, this is one nice place.
And I just knew that this is where I wanted to come to because of the absolutely natural beauty that just was completely overwhelming and took my breath away.
The coast and these islands are pretty nice slices of paradise. But no island is an island. Not really. We're all part of a much bigger global picture. Tourists bring loads of luggage, but they pack a whole lot more too. Like fresh dollars, jobs, and business savvy. All good things, helping to make this a better place to live, work, and play.
We're so lucky to have this little cove. We are. Yeah.
You see, our economy is rapidly changing and evolving, growing industries that are clean, green, and friendly. It's all about diversity, and tourism works well with other industries to make new ways of growing a better life for everyone possible.
Tourism, I think, directly and indirectly, there's a lot of different spin-offs. Some of the farmers in the Cowichan Valley, they're benefiting from our tourism. The cheesemaker in Qualicum is benefiting from our tourism.
We use all local ingredients because the flavor is nothing to compare to what you can get anywhere else.
A good place to visit can be a very good place to live. The signs of tourism, you see them all around you. A host of natural and man-made amenities and experiences. Made possible and paid for in no small part by tourism.
An established, successful tourism industry feeds every element of the community. It's essential to feeding the small cafes, the restaurants, the hotels.
Hiking trails and sandy beaches? Of course, but tourism brings so much more to your life. Things you relish right outside your door that just might not exist without tourism. Parks and museums, yeah. Fresh markets, art galleries, and exceptional entertainment. Uh-huh. The list just goes on and on. Take away the tourists and the dollars they bring. How would our communities feel and function? Not nearly the same. Tourism brings new products and services and lets existing businesses expand in ways beyond the demands of residents alone.
And have a good time in the Cowichan Valley?
More tourists means more choices. More restaurants, more shopping, more spas. It's awesome. And tourism paves the way for essentials that you take for granted each day. The roads you drive, the bridges you cross, and the airports friends fly into. Without tourism, we would never be able to grow publicly owned facilities to their fullest. And that growth is felt mightily in public services like healthcare and education too. So if you love this island lifestyle, then show your support and keep tourism growing. Get involved with your local tourism committee. Talk to those you vote for about tourism, or just help out at any of the many events tourism is a part of.
Walnut pesto and apple mint jelly. It's very, very good.
Other than the beauty of what we have, which is spectacular, the most treasured things of the island is the people that are here.
Tourism, grow with it. Be a tourism advocate. Tourism Vancouver Island and community tourism organizations are working to grow the many benefits of tourism, and you can too. Help make our destination a warm, welcoming, world-class attraction, and we can all be better together. Learn more about tourism and the many ways it adds real value to your lifestyle and community by visiting us at valueoftourism.ca.
Okay, well, Jody, that's a pretty good video.
It is.
Dare I ask how much taxpayers paid for it?
Taxpayers, I don't believe, would have paid for that. It was the Island Coast Economic Trust, so that trust fund, we got funding from that. Right. And then the individual destination marketing organizations as well. Yeah.
And I saw some Campbell River items in there.
Yes, we've developed a suite of tools under that program. So a website, which is the valueoftourism.ca, where folks can visit to learn more, as well as 4 presentation tools, so Prezi tools that we can go out and talk to different audiences with, and 4 to 5 videos as well. So the audiences that we try and get in front of are residents, so Vancouver Island residents, local governments talking about the value of tourism, economic development organizations, and the tourism businesses as well.
Right. Well, we got about 27 minutes here, and I think I could go 60, but I'll try and move it along. Headline out of the Mirror, December 11th, tourism trending upwards. Times Colonist, December 31, tourism forecast looks bright. And December 9th, tourists have good things to say about Campbell River. But the outlook for the season, I think, is pretty important because of the Canadian dollar versus the US dollar. I've heard that we're going to have such a busy year that there's a problem getting staff. Can you update us on that?
Yeah, I can talk a bit about that. So two areas there. So 2015, we saw record-breaking numbers. So we're coming off of a record-breaking year, even breaking the records pre-2008 when everything was at its highs. So that's awesome for the region. And now we're going into 2016. We're seeing, with the Canadian dollar and our scenic beauty and our amazing products and marketing campaigns, all that, we are expecting to have another great year. So yes, staffing does continue to be a challenge for the region and for the province as well as Campbell River. It is seasonal, so it can be hard to attract staff and maintain them. We do have Go2HR, which is the provincial organization for the tourism industry. So they help the tourism industry connect with staff as well. So they've got a lot of information on their website as well. Yeah.
Is it too late for somebody, let's say with one of the 2,000 restaurants on the island, to sort of gear up for the summer, maybe do a bit more advertising? It's kind of late to get in. Campbell River, for example, has just put out their magazine. It's pretty good, but it's too late to get in now.
It might be too late to get into the publications at this time, but I don't think it's too late to kind of continue to see what opportunities are available. Tourism Vancouver Island, we've got ongoing opportunities throughout the year at different purchase-in levels, so they can visit tourismvi.ca and kind of go on our marketing opportunities area. Tourismvi.ca. Okay, and see what's available on there. We do actually have an event coming up in March, Tourism Vancouver Island, so we plan our annual Tourism Pro D Days. So it's a professional development day, so operators in the tourism industry can come to this professional development day and kind of get geared up on their skills and prepared for the summer season.
What's the deadline for getting a leaflet or a pamphlet on the ferries? Because that's I was on the ferry recently and I loaded up. There's a lot of good information. But is it too late or still time?
I don't think so. I think that's a year-long program. Like if an operator has a brochure that they can purchase into a program that gets them onto the ferries, and I think that they can pick which months they'd like to distribute in. Yeah.
Now, I want to get to the attractions, but let's deal with this first. The marketing efforts for Aboriginal tourism. It's an intriguing little niche that's growing, I think.
It is, yeah. It's one of our great sectors that we have. We do see a lot of visitors come to the province, the region, and Campbell River and region looking for those Aboriginal tourism experiences. We're seeing a lot of those grow due to the demand. There is an organization, Aboriginal Tourism British Columbia, that takes care of the marketing and promotions specific to that, and they work with a lot of the Aboriginal tourism operators as well to bring them up to speed on the tourism industry and get them.
I know Europeans are fascinated by Aboriginal culture, but how about the Asians?
The Asians, they're looking for that culture as well, and they're looking. They're more so. We're seeing them trending towards the larger cities right now. So the Vancouvers, the Whistlers, the Victorias, those types of experiences. But once they've come once, then they're looking for different experiences when they come back again. The
local attractions too, though, and especially the new Elk Falls Suspension Bridge. Well, I think, we've got some video on that too. Catherine Temple, who was going to be on the show but wasn't able to, she did a video. So let's have a look at that. So Elk Falls, what an attraction.
It is.
Does it show up in your surveys as people, especially with the suspension bridge, coming to look at it?
It wouldn't show up in surveys that we're doing specifically, but natural attractions, scenic beauty is the number one motivator for travel to our region. And then it's also what visitors are most satisfied with. So it's, and parks and hiking trails and that. So it's definitely in line with the experiences that visitors are looking for to our region.
And of course, river rafting and river snorkeling, you know, I'm putting in a plug for the Campbell River. It's only 11 kilometers, 7 miles long, but it's one of the great rivers of the world for salmon and for recreation.
We've got a lot of media that visit Vancouver Island and Campbell River as well, specifically for those experiences of snorkeling with the salmon. And
yeah, it's really something. Let's get into this tourism operator staffing thing a bit, and because it's not too late to do something about it. What would you advise tourism operators that may be watching?
I guess a piece of advice would be they need to do something unique to retain staff. So they need to, I think like be different than kind of their competition in attracting and maintaining staff.
Like hours or bonuses? Or?
Hours or incentive programs, or kind of something to keep their staff interested, I think. Yeah.
So is there a training program for staff?
There is different training programs that GoTo offers. There's training through Destination British Columbia as well. Kind of a number of different training programs. If you visit Destination British Columbia's website, they've got kind of workshops and webinars there. They've got Tourism Business Essentials programs, which are guides, and I believe that they have one specifically on human resources and staff and retention there, so there'd be lots of information in there.
And your own website, I gather, TAVI or TVI, do they have stuff like that?
We don't specifically address labor shortage issues, because we really, with our budget, we really focus on marketing and destination development and the programs and services that we offer. We really leave the labor relations component to GoTo HR, who are really the experts in the industry in the province.
Speaking of destinations, Mount Washington ski resort, you know, it changed ownership. They had a couple of very poor years because of lack of snow. This year, they got new operators and huge snow, eh?
Yes, it seems to be, they're having an awesome year so far as well, and I just actually was up there last weekend. It was a beautiful day.
Were you skiing or just looking?
Tubing, actually, in the new tubing park, so
nice.
Yeah, it was great.
You're right. What kind of attractions stand out on the island? And I'm thinking Butch Art Gardens, that's historic, but to you nowadays?
Well, visitors are really looking for that wild, rugged experience. So once they've been to our island once, and you know, they've been to Victoria, they've been to Tofino, they're looking for really different types of experiences, which we have to offer. So the Souk to Port Renfrew areas, or the Campbell River, North Vancouver Island, really getting them out into the wilderness and seeing the beauty that we have to offer.
The two ferries from Port Alberni and Gold River, those two little ferry trips, I personally haven't done them yet, and you know, it's on my bucket list. Are those showing up, or are they still pretty small? Or?
Yes, are you talking about the ones, the industry type?
Well, there's the Lady Rose, they're not primarily tourist attractions, they're working boats. But they're, you know, you talk about seeing the Wild West Coast. That's a great way to do it.
Yeah, those are great products because they actually attract those that are kind of in that industry as well to get out and experience how we run that on the West Coast. Yeah,
it's good stuff. Now, Campbell River's Numis magazine, and I'm going to put it up here just a little bit. You'll see it around town. Okay, there we go. There it is. Quite a nice thick one, and it's got Stubbs whale watching on the back. But, you know, Campbell River's had some kind of issues because it, in the past, has been fractured. And if Catherine Temple was here, she could speak a bit more about it. But what's your perspective on Campbell River per se, where it's at with tourism promotion?
I know that they're working hard on moving tourism forward in the community, because as Tourism Vancouver Island, we work very closely with Tourism Campbell River and region. And the theme and kind of the buzzwords right now are collaboration and alignment. So they're working really hard to collaborate with Tourism Vancouver Island, with Destination British Columbia, align their marketing efforts with ours, and really grow the tourism industry here in Campbell River.
Yeah, okay. Now, my famous question, what haven't asked you yet? We haven't got there yet. But what kind of advice would you give to, well, the industry or people that allied with it?
So to the tourism operators?
Yeah.
It's really, I think, kind of one of the things I always say is to stay in touch with Tourism Vancouver Island and Destination BC, or your local community destination marketing organization, because we really kind of know what's happening in the industry at that time and what kind of ways they can get involved with us. We always need to know about new products and services, so that when we're talking to media or trade, that we can offer them what they're looking for, and invite them to our region to experience what we have to offer. So it's really that communication piece.
So the rise of social media and I guess websites, is that really, really big now, or is it still, it's half traditional and half new media?
It is really big. You can't ignore it at this point. We spend a lot of time discussing the media mix, how much print to do, how much social media to do, and where to land with that. And
television?
Still television. We still kind of play in all those different fields, but definitely social media we can't ignore. We have to be involved in that, and encouraging visitors to share their experiences. Catherine Temple's website, free plug coming up, Go Campbell River, is it .com or .ca? I'm not sure. Anyway, type in Go Campbell River. That's an amazing directory resource. I think she's got, well, virtually all of the tourism attractions in it. Yeah. Are there many others like that on the island? There's, Catherine's done an amazing job with Go Campbell River, and she's got a lot of energy and everyone involved there. We do see some of those websites jump up as well, but kind of the main ones that have a lot of involvement are the destination marketing organizations, because they try to make sure to involve everyone in their websites and programs.
Do virtually all of the major attractions have websites now?
Yes, you almost can't operate without a website these days. I think it's where everyone looks for information.
Now, whale watching, I have never personally done it, but I gather, like, Stubbs Island and all that, is it one of the biggest things on the island for attracting tourists?
It is. It's again, because they get the scenic beauty, what they're looking for. They get the wildlife viewing. So I think it's one of the top attractions or experiences that they're seeking once they're here to experience. And there's a number of different areas that they can do it in from Vancouver Island and the Gulf Islands.
Now, fishing traditionally, like more than 100 years ago, we had a tourism industry here in Campbell River. Europeans coming here to fish. Is that still the case?
I'm not sure of the specific stats on it, but there is a sector group that works on saltwater and freshwater fishing marketing. So it's there's still visitors coming for that, for sure. Yeah,
interesting. Okay, now my famous question.
Okay.
What didn't I ask that you want to talk about? Check the list.
I think the really important piece is that the value of tourism work that we've done as an organization, as Tourism Vancouver Island. We've put a lot of effort into it. It's a really great communications program that we actually won an award for, so I traveled to Calgary in October to receive the award.
Nice.
So I'd really encourage those viewing the show to visit valueoftourism.ca to learn more about the economic impact and lifestyle benefits of tourism to our region, and to be welcoming of visitors when they see them in our regions. They know the economic impact and the positive impacts they're having here.
Here's my curveball question.
Okay.
Look out. How many people employed, and what's the GDP of tourism on the island?
The
ballpark.
Yeah, I believe on the island it's over 20,000 that are employed in the tourism industry. I think I do actually
That's directly,
have numbers.
And then of course indirectly would be.
Yeah, so we attract over 3.8 million visitors to Vancouver Island yearly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty
so
big.
it's big numbers, very big
Yeah.
numbers. So it's important. Yeah.
And it's going to grow.
It is. Yeah.
That's the thing.
2015 it grew. In 2016 it's looking like it's going
Yeah.
to grow as well. So.
When I was a kid around here, I came up every summer, and we used to see California license plates, every second car kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I think we're going to see it again.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, Jody Young, thank you very much for coming in and visiting Talk About here on Shaw TV North Island. Before we go, I have a plug. We've got a guest coming soon, Guy Dauncey, and he's got this book out, Journey to the Future, and we're taping an interview on February 24. But as part of that, we're going to do a local food dinner, and we've got a chef, not all nailed down yet, but if you're interested in a special dinner for local food related to the future of British Columbia and Vancouver Island sovereignty, let me know. My email, john@johntwig.com, is the best to do, john@johntwi2gs.com. So send me a note on that. So thank you, Laura. Thank you, Chaz. Thank you, Gord. And thank you all for watching. Oh yes, I should have plugged that we have a YouTube channel as well. So you can find Talk About on Shaw TV North Island as well.